my birth mother had died of a kidney disease giving birth to me. And as I've now found out, my birth mother was actually told that I was shipped off to America after my adoption. So
neither of these facts were true. You
neither
were always
of those
in
facts.
Australia.
I was always in Melbourne, and she is also, Baruch Hashem, knock on wood, alive.
Wow.
End of a summer holiday in 2016 or early 2017 with my kids and my husband down at our beach house on the Great Ocean Road. And Ben, who was a paraglider, went paragliding on the last day of this holiday. I was heading back to Melbourne the next day to go back to work.
Right.
And I said to him, don't be late, I've got to hit the road. And he went, I won't. I went, don't be late. And he fell on a cliff top with a gust of wind that didn't allow the 2 seconds that he needed for his parachute to reinflate, and he lost his life.
Well, I started Glasshouse in my kitchen in 2005 in Sydney, Australia. I had moved to Sydney from New York. And I went to David Jones one day to buy a scented candle or perfume or body lotion or any of those really scented products, perfume-based products, and they just didn't have anything at all. And the one product I had an exceptionally difficult time finding was beautiful scented candles. They just didn't seem to exist at that time in Australia back then.
On the 21st July 1990, my whole life changed. At the time of the accident, I was only 18, my first year in Montage University. Life had been good to me.
Some of them responded positively, some responded saying that they didn't want my help, and from there I went away for about 11 and a half, close to 12 months, volunteering in the countries of Uganda, Tanzania, and then Cambodia, and some travels in between as well.
Reasons why I decided, as Greg said, to leave my nice house in Corfu and go subject myself to 18 months of combat training in Israel. One is, I grew up in a family of Holocaust survivors. My dad's parents were survivors and my mum's grandparents were as well. I grew up with a constant theme of what could happen to the Jews if we didn't have somebody to protect us.
Right.
My dad didn't grow up with uncles and aunts at home, and I think that really, they instilled in me the survivors as well, because I was very close to them as well.
So proud, how did you do it? This is remarkable. And I would smile really politely, and what most people didn't know is that every night I would get into bed crying, saying I'm not doing anything properly, I'm not holding up my end from Kez's, I'm not being the best mother that I want to be, I'm not being the best wife that I wanted to be. And it was probably the first time I realised that I couldn't do it all, and that's a bit of a shock to the system.
I was working and had 3 young children, and then my mother-in-law was diagnosed with cancer, and she unfortunately passed away. And then literally a few months later, my own mother was diagnosed with cancer as well, and she passed away a few years after that. So there was a period of about 8 years where we had quite a bit of illness happening, and it was a very tough time with 3 young children, and I did lose my support network, and it forced me to stop working. It was a very tricky time with young kids and taking care of our parents. So it was a time of reflection, and that's when the career change happened actually, and I became very interested in volunteering during that time.
I can only talk about heckling in the context of doing stand-up comedy. I always find that, everyone tends to hate the heckler because everyone knows you're not really meant to do that.
blessed that if I'm going to have a daughter with special needs, that this is the time
This is-
that I'm having
yeah.
her. Because it's unbelievable the opportunities that, I mean, Alana walks down the street, she's like a celebrity. Like, everybody knows her because of all these organisations.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's amazing.